David is a popular musician with over 38 million monthly listeners on Spotify and has released singles you might have heard of, such as Romantic Homicide and Feel It. And obviously, as you can see by the numbers, he was a pretty big up-and-coming musician, and it seemed like he was at the beginning of a very promising career. He released an album called Withered not too long ago and was doing a tour to follow behind it. And as he was moving from tour date to tour date, a impounded Tesla was found with a dead body in its trunk, and the car was in David's name. People initially at first didn't actually blame David for the body that was found in the car. They thought that, oh, this is clearly a setup. His car was impounded, so clearly he didn't have access to it in a while. So his car was definitely stolen. And clearly whoever stole David's car was not a good person. And how can David even do something like this? He's been way too busy focusing on growing his music career, so there's no way he has time to plan out a murder. Well, until you put all the clues together, it does not look good for David. So let's first answer these questions. Who is the body in David's car? And if David did it, why would he have a reason to kill this person? Well, the body that was found in David's trunk was discovered to be Celeste Rivas, a 13-year-old teenager who went missing since last summer of 2025. She was also known for running from home multiple times, and on one occasion she ran away from home. But this time she was not seen again, and her family wanted answers.
Human remains wrapped in a bag that we now know belonged to Rivas. Eyewitness News has learned she was found wearing a tube top, black leggings, a yellow metal bracelet, and metal stud earrings. She also had a tattoo on her right index finger that said, "Shh."
And remember the tattoo that was mentioned because it becomes pretty important. Now, I wonder who else has a matching tattoo on his hand as well. Oh yeah, that's right, David. And this is a bit of a sad note, but the tattoo actually helped identify Celeste because her body was in such bad shape. And the mom in a news interview revealed that Celeste also has a boyfriend named David.
Her daughter had been missing all of this time. She told us that she was aware that there was a boyfriend named David.
And that her daughter had a tattoo with the letters "shh" on her right index finger.
That the color of the ink of that tattoo was red, which was something that police had not released to the public.
And at this point, there are way too many coincidences to ignore. A body was found in the trunk of David's car. Alright, that's weird. The car was impounded, which means David clearly hadn't had access to it in a while. So maybe the car was stolen. They both have matching shh tattoos. Okay, well, a lot of people have shh tattoos. It's a pretty popular tattoo to get. The mom revealed that Celeste has a boyfriend named David. Yeah, he's probably guilty. Lock him up. He had relations with this 13-year-old girl, killed her, probably because he was afraid that the relationship was going to come out to the public. Stuffed her in the back of his car and left her body to rot. It's pretty obvious that this is probably what happened. And with this little bit of information, the internet started doing what the internet does and started digging, and it turns out that David and Celeste had a bit of history together, with a lot of it being old Discord messages, TikToks, Instagram posts, and stories. And even an old Twitch clip where David and what appears to be Celeste.
I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
I feel like this girl is pretty obviously Celeste because just before the clip ends, somebody says David and Celeste island trip. So this person in the chat is clearly aware that this person's name is Celeste and that she's also not of age as well. And what's also crazy to me too is that nobody was questioning why this underage girl was hanging around David in the middle of the night, alone. Like, where are her parents? I think the most interesting part of this case is that in a lot of David's music, Celeste and the relationship they had together, and even what eventually would happen to Celeste, was sprinkled was sprinkled all throughout his music. For example, Romantic Homicide's lyrics now feels like more like a confession than a song.
Inspired the hook, "In the Back of My Mind You Died," is kind of like the storytelling aspect of the lyrics that came before it, in a way that it builds up to the big moment where she died in the back of my mind. Like, I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died.
And the girl in the music video that he killed looks a lot like Celeste. He also has another song where he puts a body into the trunk of his car, and in another music video, a girl who looks a lot like her disappears, and he grieves the end of their relationship. And he even name drops Celeste in a now linked song written in December of 2023. So much. And remember guys, this is all for a 13-year-old girl. And it's pretty obvious that he was obsessed with this girl. A girl who, again, hasn't even finished middle school yet. Let's let that sink in. And if you aren't creeped out enough, even his tour date was funeral themed. And at that point, Celeste was dead. I feel like this was an homage to the death of Celeste. And speaking of his tour, when the news broke that the police found a dead body in the trunk of his car, he kept on touring like nothing happened. Which is very odd because anybody who found out they had a dead body in their trunk most likely would have just canceled whatever they're doing to find out what's going on. But it has been reported that he's been working with the police and finally canceled his tour dates. And it also seems like people did know about David and Celeste's relationship, but it seems like you have to be like really devoted to David to figure this out. Like it seems like only a small percentage of people knew about it. And shortly after the news broke of what happened to Celeste, somebody secretly filmed a former teacher of Celeste warning his class about the people you meet online, because you can end up like Celeste.
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. When I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
Like, I know that for a younger person, somebody who is an older person who might have power, fame, and money is very appealing. But you also have to understand that these people are usually psychopaths. Like, if they're willing to date a minor to begin with, then they're most likely crazy. Anyways, that's all I have for you for today. This video is like immediately outdated because it is still an ongoing case and there's new information being dropped like almost every single day. So expect an update video pretty soon from here. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next one. Bye.